Shalom Israel, Kal Halal, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles, the elders of GMS who rule well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Mr. GMS, stop and listen. Just reading articles, man. Just trying to check this alternative news out. Just come across this feed. It says U.S. training Syria militants for false flag chemical attacks as basis for airstrikes. Russian MOD. So this article is from RT. I'm going to read it. It says Russian Defense Ministry say U.S. instructors are training militants to stage false flag chemical attacks in South Syria. The incidents are said to be a pretext for airstrikes on Syria's government, troops, and infrastructures. It says we have reliable information at our disposal that U.S. instructors have trained a number of militant groups in the vicinity of the town at Taunt to stage provocation involving chemical warfare agents in southern Syria. Russian General Staff spokesman General Sergei Rushko said at a news briefing on Saturday. Early in March, the saboteur groups were deployed to the southern escalation zone to the city of Daraa, where the units of the so-called Free Syrian Army stationed. You go into that word saboteur, the definition, a person who engages in sabotage. Sabotage is when you have people or persons who destroy or damage something like deliberately, man. That's sabotage. So when you look at what the U.S. is doing, they're actually training these groups to destroy stuff on purpose, man, so that it give them a reason to go in that they are. It says they are preparing a series of chemical munition explosions. This fact will be used to blame the government forces. The components to produce chemical munitions have already been delivered to the southern de-escalation zone under guise of humanitarian convoys of the number of NGOs. They plan provocation will be widely covered in the Western media and will ultimately be used as a pretext by the U.S.-led coalition to launch strikes on Syria, Ruskoy warned. The provocation will be used as a pretext by the U.S. and its allies to launch strikes on military and government infrastructures in Syria. So they're continuing to be evil, man. The pretext of war, the Most High is putting on their minds to actually do these evil things, man. To think these evil thoughts, man. Let me get that in. Let's see here. Fucking phones. Ezekiel 38. Is it 38 and 9? Um, 38 and 10. Thus said the Lord Yahweh, it shall come to pass at the same time shall things come into thy mind and think and thou shalt think on evil thoughts, man. Thou shalt think on evil thoughts. Kashab meaning to think, to plan, to esteem, to calculate, to invent, to make a judgment, to imagine, to count, right? To reckon, to consider, right? Using to plot or contrive, using in a malicious sense. So what they're doing, they're with that. bringing those troops in and teaching them, that's really them planning an evil thought, man, to really like destroy the. It said straight up to destroy the infrastructure of Syria, man. These evil plans, man. So basically, uh, this is the devil, man. Esau, man. He's in his rulership. And he's gonna do wickedness with his rulership. That's why, hey, man, we continue to pray that the Lord get us from up under this crazy man. Basically, I'm gonna read this Psalm 140:1. To the chief musician, a psalm of David. Deliver me, O Yahweh, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man, this cruel man. This is the wicked man, Esau, man. Preserve us from this dude, because if he didn't, it wouldn't be none of us left, man. If the Lord didn't have a remnant that he would preserve, Esau would kill everybody, including himself. It says, which imagine mischief in their heart and continually are they gathered together for war. And that's his MO, man. War, violence, carnage. That's Esau, man. Together continually, man, for war. You know, and that's battle, war, right? So the Lord is putting it on his mind, putting it on these Edomites' mind, because they're at the end of their rulership. Esau is the end of the world, with this particular age, and Jacob is the beginning of that which followed. So the Lord is putting it on their minds, man, to stage these events in the culmination of World War III, man, which is going to be their ultimate destruction, man. Revelations 9:12. One woe is past. Behold, there come two woes more hereafter, man. Because the first woe, hey, that was destruction, right? At its highest. But then came another woe, right? That was more destructive than the first. But the third woe is going to be more destructive, because it's going to take out a whole landmass of America, man. It's going to take out a whole ideology, man. This is going to be the uprising of the nation of Israel, the salvation for the elect of the nation of Israel, man. So with that, all praises be to the Heavenly Father and His Son, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, and double honors to the apostles, the elders of GMS who rule well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. It's GMS Stop and Listen. Shalom.